Hey guys, it's Justin from Weight Loss for Men Thailand, and today we've got Andrew and we've got Tony. Okay, now Andrew's been on the program for exactly 4 weeks, and Tony's been for 5 days. He's a newbie. Okay, so what we're going to do today, we're just going to get to know a bit about their situation and find out what led them to come to Thailand to get on our program. Okay, so let's start with you, Andrew. Tell me, first of all, how did you find out about Weight Loss for Men Thailand?
Basically a lot of searching, a whole bunch of searching. The final landing point was on Google search, and had gone through all the different search options, and all the advertised ones came up, and eventually I went, kept going next page, next page, next page. I just kept digging. I said, there's got to be more than this stuff I'm finding.
Right.
I was kind of looking for the diamond, I guess, in the rough somewhere there.
Right.
And everything I came across was kind of the photos they had on the website were these sort of perfect yoga pant wearing people, or they're already muscly. They've already kind of healthy, like focused living people. And then that's when I found your website, and you were the first website that I saw big people on. And that was an instant connection. I just went, that's what I'm looking for. Furthermore to that, it was just the way, the layout of the setting of it. But yeah, how I found it was on Google after searching for about 5 weeks. I had almost sort of given up. It was a bit of a battle, but yeah, finally found you on Google.
Yeah, we're hard to find because we don't actively advertise, simply because we like to keep our numbers very low on the program. So it can be hard to find us. We might do a bit of Facebook now and then, but other than that, everything's organic. Andrew, how old are you? Where are you from?
I'm from Sydney, Australia, and I'm 40 years old.
Okay, right. So tell us a bit about yourself. I mean, how did you get to where you are now?
Just basically,
keep it brief.
Just basically a lifetime of poor decision making regarding nutrition, I'd say. That's basically it. Some confidence issues, I guess. Long story short, just basically poor decisions.
Right. Okay.
Poor decision making and getting stuck in the rat race. And then before you know, you stick your head up, you're 40 years old, you're 265 kilo, and you just got to ask yourself the question, what's going on? And that's it. That's just, I'd say, poor decisions.
I mean, what was your life like? I mean, you had shared some stories with me about, you hear the postman coming and you hope to God he doesn't come and knock on your door, and, you're basically secluding yourself from society.
Yeah, the last couple of years I worked from home, and you get locked in. You start not going outdoors. You're not moving as much. Before you know it, you're not even going out anymore, and the weight's just bucketing on. You discover Uber Eats. Then next thing, it's like you're living in a hotel with room service, and before you know it, your strength's gone. You can't even move anymore. You want to go out, but you can't because you won't fit in a restaurant, or you'll break the chair, or you can't fly to Queensland with your mates because there's no way you're going to fit on the flight, let alone make the walk through the airport. I mean, the list goes on. If you want to do any sort of activity, like when I was young, I used to love canoeing. I can't do that now. I'll snap the thing, let alone if I get in it to start with.
So you've become secluded, and literally your social life has just stopped, right?
Yeah. Very minimalised, yeah.
Right, okay. And you've now been on our program for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, for some of you listening to this is going to shock you. Andrew has lost a total of 20 kilos in 4 weeks. And how do you feel?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And let me tell you, your journey starts when you get here, but if your mind's in it, you'll get started a long time before, because you just know you're getting ready for it. from the 1st of April when I started, I was 265 kilos. Then I started slowly readjusting my lifestyle, but I knew I needed help. I knew I really needed to get out of my environment that I was in, and that doesn't just mean home. I meant I needed to leave my country and completely change the environment. So since the beginning of April, I've lost 40 kilos in total. However, being 4 exact weeks here as of yesterday, going from Tuesday to Tuesday, I lost 20 kilos on the program, just being here. And I don't think I wouldn't have lost that much back at home. I definitely would have gone back to, you know, eating something by now, or, you know, I wouldn't have got the success I've had.
And you're here long term as well.
Yeah.
This isn't just a 1 or 2 month quick fix.
No.
Obviously,
No.
you can, on the camera there, you can see Andrew's size.
Yeah.
And this is a long term program, basically to save Andrew's life. And
that's what Justin said. I remember when we first started speaking, you know, he was very straight up, straightforward, and he said, like, I remember a lot of things he said, like, I'll tell you straight, what your mates won't tell you is that you're going to die. You know, he wanted me here the next day. Can you get on the next plane? Logistically, we just needed to get things sorted. But yeah, I'm definitely long term. Everyone asks me how long I'm going to be here. I really don't know. There's no time frame on my end date. I'm here to. I'll be ready to leave when I know that I can make the right decisions ongoing without needing Justin's supervision. And also, we're detuning, you know, 40 years of wrong thinking here. And that's not just from a personal aspect. There's a lot of things you learn on the program as well that in society we've been taught and learned that are wrong regarding nutrition. So there's a lot there in regards to that. Yeah, there's no end date. I'll leave here when I feel like I'm ready to live this way for the rest of my life. I'm doing a hard reset. I'm doing a full-on hard reset. This is it for me. That's what kicked it off, was those 3 words.
And you've tried to lose weight in the past like everybody else has. Tell
Yeah.
us about that.
Yeah, mate, look, for as long as I can remember now, like 12, 15 years, I've had personal trainers. They've all been excellent. They've all tried to tell me about nutrition and everything. I've had a nutritionist. He was actually the guy that used to serve the league boys as well. I did Muay Thai, fell in love with that. Met a girl, got married, got a business, all happening. Before you know it, fast forward 12 years later and I'm 265 kilo.
You've tried the shakes, you've
tried
the meals.
Tried the meals.
Yeah.
You know, just everything. I've done everything. I've done Weight Watchers. I've done, you know, there's another one, I can't remember it right now. They send you the food, frozen meals to your house. Optifast is good for keto, and you do lose weight. But the problem is, the minute you stop it, and you're back on your old self again, doing the same old tricks, you put the weight back on in a matter of days. There's no sustainability there. I went for the attempt to get lap bands, gastric bandings. None of the doctors are willing to operate on me at this weight. The anesthesiologists are scared to operate on anyone at 200 kilos plus. So there's really no option left. And I had tried everything I could think of. The only thing I've never done was take myself out of my environment, away from home, away from my comfort zone.
Spot on.
That's the only difference that this is.
Just touching on the lap band issue.
Yeah.
If you're considering getting lap band surgery, have a look at all the lap band support groups for failed lap band surgery. That'll stop you from getting a lap band or thinking about getting lap band surgery. Most of the time it doesn't work, okay? It's intrusive, obviously, on the body, and just do the Google and check out the support groups. You definitely don't want to go that option. You want to do it naturally. And as Andrew touched on, getting out of your environment is absolutely crucial to saving your life. The guys that come into this program, they're here to save their lives. They're not here to drop, you know, three kilograms on a boot camp holiday in Thailand. They're here to save their lives, and that's what they're doing. So, how are you finding the program so far?
Fantastic, Andrew? Yeah. It's been unreal. It's everything you see on the videos is all happening. You know, we're going on adventures. We're accessing mountaintops where it's rural villages, rarely accessed. Chiang Mai, importantly to know as well, is very non-touristy. So if you think of Thailand and you have a certain image in your mind of that, when it comes to regards to Chiang Mai, you're wrong. Chiang Mai is very laid back. There is tourists here, of course, but it's a completely different feel here. It's more of a natural living lifestyle. It's not all about bars and clubs and all the razzle dazzle here. It's just a normal living lifestyle. You're actually living a realistic
You're living the solution.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing on the program. You're actually living the solution. You're not put in an artificial situation, whether it be an enclosed boot camp. You're living life like you would live life back at home. It's got to be sustainable when you go back home, you see. So you're actually living the solution here, okay? So anyway, that's great. What we'll do, we'll move over to Tony now. Tony's been here originally from New Zealand, Tony. Tony, you're now living in Sydney.
Yeah.
Now, how old are you?
58.
58.
58.
Okay, and tell us what brought you to Thailand.
Oh, look, I'm pretty much, Andrew's pretty much said it all. You know, like, he couldn't have said anything that I wouldn't say. He's pretty much said it all. 3 years ago, I started off where I started getting worried was I had an overactive thyroid. I've been in Australia for about, I don't know, roughly coming up to 10 years now, and about 4 years ago I was in Australia, approximately 3.5 years ago, they diagnosed me with an overactive thyroid, and they thought that they had to correct it. So approximately 3 years ago, they've tried to correct it. They gave me the radiation treatment. To this day, it hasn't worked.
Are we talking are we talking overactive or underactive thyroid?
No. When I first, I was diagnosed back in New Zealand approximately 5 years before I came into Australia with an overactive thyroid. But at that point in time, all they were doing for me was giving me medication. When I came to Australia, 4 or 5 years after I arrived in Australia, they told me that you need to get that overactive thyroid sorted out, otherwise you're going to have a heart attack. So they lined me up to be treated with a radiation tablet, which took about 3 days, you know, no contact with anybody. And I never started to see any change in ending up with an underactive thyroid until 8 months down the track. You know, I started putting on a bit of weight, but I thought that was, you know, like, well, I didn't really know what it was until I learned that that's what happens when you got an underactive thyroid, sorry. Right. And the doctors tried to treat me for that, and it hasn't worked to this day.
So you've been piling it on.
Piling on weight. Right. I've piled on a good 30 kilos in at least the last 18 months to 2 years, and it was crippling me.
You said before as well your last job was like pretty active as well, eh?
Yeah. Before I actually had the thyroid, was treated with the radiation for the overactive thyroid. Soon after they had treated me, I went into a non-active job, like just driving the truck pretty much all day, every day, and right. Not getting in and out. And having that underactive thyroid was really playing havoc on me sitting in the truck for 12 to 14 hours a day just driving.
Yeah, it would be. Regards to your weight, you came here, so you started putting on the weight, obviously, and you got up to 133. I think when Tony arrived here 5 days ago, it was 133.7 kilos. As you can see, he's overweight. Not in the same way Andrew's overweight. How much have you lost in the last 5 days?
I think it's 6.5
6.5 kilos in the first 5 days. Okay, and we're still we're still in the early stages. We haven't really gone to work yet. But Tony, tell us what your life was like. Because I mean, you came here very anxious and very nervous.
Well, yeah,
What was it like in Sydney?
I went through many months, even, you know, I could say going into years of depression, very deep depression. You know, when I started putting on weight, I'd lock myself away. You know, like it just was really bad. I became a recluse. I never used to go to family functions. Friends would ring me up and ask me to come. I always had an excuse not to go, but my excuse was I didn't want them to see me the way I am.
Okay, and well, it's only been a short time. You've been here 5 days, Tony. How are you feeling? Regardless of the 6.5 kilo weight loss, how are you feeling?
Look, mate, I feel fantastic. I've never felt this the way I feel, and I've only been here 5 days. In the way I've felt since I've actually been here, since I've started this course, I've been on top of the world, and every day that goes by, it just gets better and better every day.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. You're changing your life. Both of you guys are changing your lives. And, you know, our methods are tried and tested. You're not the first guys. And you're here for 3 months. You're going to be a different guy in 3 months. I think you know that. You're a different guy in 5 days. So you got another 12, 11 weeks to go. And it's fantastic you're here, guys. One last thing. The food. Tell us about the food. Are you eating leaves? What are you eating? How good is the food, guys?
The food is unreal, unbelievable.
Are you hungry?
Nah. If we're hungry, there's an apple. So, you know, it's not about get your head out of thinking about food. That's not what runs your life. Stop thinking about food. That's kind of it's a tough one to answer because I'm not hungry.
Food's been your problem for 40 years.
That's right. That's right. I don't want to scare off any potential people as well, but you know, the reality is, if you've come this far and you've found this place, you're looking for something different, you better expect something different, that's for sure.
You need to come. You need to come. If you're looking at this program right now, you need to come.
Get your ass over here. We're not hungry, just, you won't care. You'll be seeing the numbers that come off, and it's fine. The food we eat is absolutely fantastic. It's fresh, clean food. It's filling. Yesterday we all had a meal that we couldn't finish. Tony over here and me, we've got the same problem where we feel guilty if we leave food on the plate. We were absolutely stuffed after this particular meal we had yesterday. We couldn't finish it off, so don't worry about food. If you're worrying about food, then you should not be worrying about that and get rid of that obstacle, because you're not going to make it. You got to come here, you got to be ready. Tony's been doing a lot of extra stuff since he got here as well, so you got to be dedicated. And remember, you're here to get a result.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll wrap it up, guys. That's a quick 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. And listen, follow our journey, guys. Follow their journey on Facebook, because we're always updating, you know, live posts and photos and videos and what we get up to here in Thailand. So anyway, catch you later. See you guys. Bye bye.
Cheers. Yeah.
Well, you did it, mate. You did it.
No, Justin's a good
Far
influence
out.
too.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Look, it's about letting you guys
Yeah.
speak.
I can't
You
believe
know.
I did that.
Yeah.
I really can't.
I can't believe you did it either. You
I
know,
was just following your lead and answering your
Yeah, yeah.
questions. I know I could have done better, but
Yeah.
I'm
Nah, man.
shaking in my
Look,
shoes,
nah,
mate.
nah, nah.
You spoke the
No,
truth
no.
from your heart.
Yeah,
it wasn't
that's right.
prefabricated.
Yeah.
Our program's real.
Yeah.
You guys know that.
There's no.
So you did well. Well done,
You
mate.
didn't do
Awesome.
bad or
Cool.
you did. You spoke from your heart.